Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio with a 14 by 14 inch canvas, some brain cramp, some brain cramps, Frostbite, which is a Prizm pour. I'm a Colourarte affiliate, so we're going to use some Colourarte colors. We've got Elderberry, which is a new purely pigment. Got chips that don't belong. I probably need less paint than I'm giving myself, is what I'm thinking. I've got Fluorescent Blue, which is a Vivid Intense. I just want a really bright blue sky. And then I'm going to try and do some simple grass, or a simple grassy bottom half. This is Frozen. This is Frozen and paint chips, which is pretty well gone, I think, so I should really stop trying to use it. It's just I love it so much. Alright, we're going to give up on that for now. Put it across the room where I won't try and pick it up again. Now, do I have a scrape dish? Because I should have a scrape dish. Just in case I need it. You know what? I wanted some purple in there, and I've got some periwinkle. And I am obviously not afraid to use it. And I want to just mess this up right out of the gate so it doesn't have any stripes in it. And I don't mind if I'm quick. I know the colors are good. And I've got tweezers for things that don't belong. I do want to force some paint to drip down over the side. And I want to keep looking for things that don't belong. And I wish I'd run my paint down a little bit lower on the canvas. But I really, really like my skies lately. I feel like I might be getting a little more adept, with the exception of these things. There's always one right in the middle. That's like the rule. If you can have stuff in your painting, it should be right in the middle of the sky. So I pick up a blade of paint and I put it down along the edge and I sort of let it fall over if I'm lucky, and put very little pressure on as I go back across. And in this case, I'm going to try and pull down a little. To heck with it. Let's just use some elderberry and get rid of that paint chip. I should have taken the paint off my hands after the last painting. Because they're everywhere. And I didn't use much blue, so probably half of it came from pulling open the tops on the blues I just used. I do love elderberry. I could just handle an elderberry. It's back! An elderberry sky. And that looks like a thing. There also. The next one looked like a bubble. That is a bubble. What a gorgeous sky. I wish tipping it down would help. I mean, toward the top, you know. There, I think I'm as done as I can be. With the possible exception of removing some of this paint. Now I could put some white in there or some frostberry or something in a line and make some clouds, but I kind of prefer to think that I'm going to do that tomorrow if there's a need. Sometimes I like what I have so much I decide there's no need. I'm trying to get that ridge of paint off the top and get it to stick to the part of the canvas that goes over the edge, which is never ever an easy task. I tell you now, I have never discovered an easy way to fix that problem, except for to go back the next day. When there's Floetrol in paint, it'll level, and hopefully if there's a substantial amount of paint, it will decide to do something to level itself out anyway. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to wish I didn't have any more paint chips, and I'm going to take every bit of paint off my spatula and just stick it right up there right now. Because it won't hurt anything, and it'll be a start in the right direction. Good sky. Okay, so wipe off your spatula. See how much time you have left. I have enough time. Now, I want something to moisten the canvas, and weird as it may sound, I'm going to use some Decor Americana 24 karat gold because it's among the loosest things that I've got. And I also don't recall that it leaves a trace behind. See? No trace. I do have some divots in the corner of my canvas, but usually what I find is that adding paint to the canvas will act as a tightening agent. So I know lots of people spray the back of their canvases with water or in some cases alcohol. I've done it myself. I'm not worried about that modeling. I am worried about getting paint on this gold before it decides to dry. Look, it's just a big beach. We're all done. I don't know what that is, but I don't think it belongs there. Whatever it is. Probably does not matter. So while I still can, I've decided to go across and then, oh come on, go across and then up and down with my swipe tool. And I've got multiple greens and I'm going to use them if they're similar to each other. This is Purely Pigments Sour Apple with Vibrant Aqua. And I could use a gold in there. But I think I'm going to start with less is more, I hope. Some frog prints, similar in my mind at least to Fandango, which is what I started with. Prizm Pour, which I may or may not have mentioned. I think I did not mention it. I should just pull the top right off of this. Often it's a good idea to pull the top off if the paint isn't flowing freely on these squeeze bottles with the twist tops, because it's easy enough to get that clot out of there. Now what? If I'd gotten all the way to the edge, it would be a different story. But I think I'm going to start like this and try and keep the majority of the paint on the canvas. And then if I want to come in, still want to come in with cell activator, which I really do. It's pretty much the whole point. I might as well go all the way across and find all the clots and pull them all out, because they look like there's like 5 of them or 6 or 8. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll probably cut this out. 6. Everything else is a bubble. Now what I want to do is use cell activator in cobalt turquoise, and I have a green too. I have a green that I did not, I think it's made with Atelier Phthalo turquoise and a couple of Purely Pigment colors. And I'm going to grab a really long spatula after I finish rolling the paint off my fingers. I want something else. I'm going to start with what I said. I don't even know if I can do this or not. But we're going to find out right now. Boy, I'm nervous. That's not bad. I've got that phthalo turquoise cell activator, and I think I'm going to use it as long as I can get it to open, which it doesn't seem to want to do. Oh, because it's completely clotted up. Fortunately, I keep paper towels around nowadays. And just a little tiny paper towel around the... That's still not open. Just jam some tweezers in there and hope for the best. I think maybe a good shake would be a good idea. Now I know it seems odd doing it after the fact, but I'm odd. Still figuring this out. I'm thinking I'm going to go for the dioxazine purple along the horizon line, and I'll take what I get and learn to deal with it. I kind of like the cells that I had, so let all that drip toward the horizon line. We'll take what we can get, although I'm inclined to go across again. Not really what I was planning, but it's okay. Maybe I'll throw some trees in there tomorrow and not worry too much about it. I always like those drone shot views where there's lots of rolling layered hills. That's what this reminds me of, at least until I stop messing with it. I like these cells down here, you can tell, because I'm not messing with them. I got to do something with these. Even though I love them, I'm going to do something with them anyway. So now I've got layers, and I wanted to do something that I would want to put trees on. And I do hate getting rid of the cool cells, but by the same token I'm formulating new plans of how to make layered fields just by running my spatula across, and it's not hurting my feelings any. That could be a tree. I could put a little trunk right there in the middle. I could probably blow that around and make it a lot less obvious. Yeah, we left a few cells, and we'll probably pop a few cells as well. So that's it for right now. That's stage one. I'm going to take my time after you're gone. And if you can see, there's a whole bunch of drips along the bottom because my cell activators are old and thin, so they sort of thin the whole paint process as I'm working with it. It's probably also dripping up, which I can do something about. The green cell activator is not old, but it's still a little bit loose. I'm going to bring that green right up to where it needs to go. Same with the green that's coming off my spatula. If I want to put more hillsides in, I can do that tomorrow. But I really just wanted a mottled looking bunch of fields, and that's kind of what I got. 20 minutes later. Well, 18 minutes later. I'm not sure there's any point in shimmering this at you, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it tomorrow, but it is what it is for right now. So I'll see you in a second when it's dry and it's the next day. Priscilla out. So, as promised, here I am. It's the next day, and I love the way the green turned out. The purple looks almost black in places, and if there was black in there, so be it. I love the texture of the green. So, I did a little digital rendering. Not sure you can see that or not. In any case, I put a tree over here and one over here and a couple on either side that are smaller, and 4 or 5, 6 in the back. And I'm going to use that as my plan. Put it right over the back of my... Whoop! Wow, okay. I'm going to use a small dish. Very small. Very little chestnut brown primary element. And one of my weird little tools, my silicone tools. And hope that I get the right amount of paint on there. I think I'm going to tap it off. Just to remind myself where I want these things. I'm going to give myself a starting place. I haven't tried this before, and I'm perfectly happy to try it now. I'm just going to use the tip of that up here. That's too much paint, but I can take most of it away with my finger. I might need a Q-tip actually. But I've got a little trunk, and my big trunk is going to go right here. And then another little one. Right there. And I probably don't need much of anything for these. But they're between this. So those are my lines of demarcation. So much for needing any of the brown paint. Let me grab a Q-tip. Make sure I like everything I've got. I want it to be thin enough to make me happy. You can always add more paint after it's dry too, not a problem. Alright, now, next. You're right, I need to do something with these. And this little tool is the perfect tool for that, evidently. I got 5. Yeah, 5 is enough. So I've got a couple of cell activator colors. I've got the green that I've been using recently, and a phthalo turquoise from Atelier. But I'm going to use my mix of sour apple and vibrant aqua that are purely pigment, and Fandango. And I'm sure I don't need all the paint I just put down even. I've got a little primary element Alexandrite, which is pretty similar to another color I was going to use, but I want some shimmer in there. And because I can, a little sea glass. I think that this is a primary element. And triple sec. I think that's got to be enough. So let me look at my picture and see what I need to pick up. Maybe I'm going to use a little palette knife to pick up some colors. I thought about just putting little dollops down, putting some cell activator in, and blowing on it and seeing what I can get. I can always add branches too. Maybe I'll just blow on it and see what I get. Now maybe let's put the cell activator in. I want to see what it looks like. Might be more there than I need though. Whoa, now I know there's more than I need. Good thing I got Q-tips. Soak up as much of that as I can. Looks like I need to take a little bit more of that off again also, because it's looking very liquidous and it's keeping me from adding paint. I'm going to add a little triple sec with my finger. And a little Alexandrite with my tool. I've looked at this and I've decided I want some peacock prism pour in there because I like how dark green it is. A little shake never hurt anything. Awesome color. Love it. And because it's there, I might add a little bit more. I kind of like the shape of the original tree I had. So I'm just sort of pushing paint around. Now I'm just going to scoop up some paint for the other ones. And this one is got, it's quite tall. It's basically scooping up paint. I mean, I'm not using it as a brush. Well, I sort of am actually. Whenever I see there's too much of one color, I try and add another color to it. And just because it's heavy, I'm going to add a little bit of lighter color to it. I like the pattern better before I blew on it, but I like the size of the tree better now. Now, what have I got? I've got one more. I really thought I was going to use cell activator. I really don't think so anymore. Put a little more contrast in that other tree though. I like seeing the little patterns in there. Now let's see what I can grab. I want the one in the front to seem a little larger, one in the back to seem a little smaller. So it looks like they recede into the distance. And I'm almost done with this portion. I thought I might go back in and add some more to my sky. I think I want another tree, which I'll just have to add another tree or 2 or 5, or however many I want. And since I've got such a nice fine point on my tool, I can add a bunch more with very little effort at all. I'm just not going to add any more trunks. Do I want any more trees anywhere? I kind of do. I'm going to put another one over here. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll come back and do the trunks. Just putting a lot of trees in. I don't know why I was chicken about it before. I kind of feel like I need some more over here. And I'm wondering if I can get away with... No, I need smaller. Never mind. I don't want bushes. But I would like some kind of odd shapes, to tell you the truth. And hopefully my brown, my chestnut, is amicable to doing this. There, that's good. I like that. I'm glad I at least tried the cell activator to find out if I liked it or not. It's too much trouble for me. I guess I'm lazy. I'm going to run a whole line of trees right behind. Wipe off my little silicone tool. I pulled another one out too. I'm a little nervous. I'll try and make adjustments. At least a few with my Q-tip. I don't want big trunks. If you can think of maybe a pin. Maybe I should dab it off on something before I do that. There we go, something's working now. Maybe that was the idea I needed. To dab it off on something. Probably don't even need any trunks, to tell you the truth. They probably give the impression. Oh, I got bushes whether I want them or not. Since I don't, I'm going to pick them up. Cool, I like this. I love you guys. I'm going to try and shimmer it at you. I really want to put some clouds in. I wonder, maybe I should do that. Grab a spatula. I only have one left anyway. The rest are in the bucket. Grab some of this, because I've got a little bit of canvas showing there, and I really like putting clouds in. This is the Frosted Berry, and that was Vivid Intense White that had clear mixed in with it. And if they're really subtle, it's really okay. I do want to still a little paint. Very carefully. I think that'll work. Thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for watching longer. It speaks to the YouTube algorithm. My email address is easpb and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com if you'd like to inquire about taking a class with me at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, one-on-one, or purchasing an artwork. Linktree, you'll find promo codes for Colourarte products and pixel paint designs. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, a couple of my websites, my Amazon link. Volumes 1 and Volumes 2 of my books are on the Amazon link because I can, and Unlimited Possibilities, the first and the second 100 videos I made for YouTube. Questions are welcome and encouraged. My community board will show you tomorrow's video at around 2 p.m. hopefully. I'll do something else. Thank you. Thank you to all my patrons. Thank you to the members. Thank you to those of you who use PayPal to make a donation to keep me painting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys endlessly, and you inspire me always. My paint pouring recipes below show more, and I have 34 playlists of 100 videos each, and everything's organized by topic and genre. If you need anything, don't forget, ask questions. It's fine. Thank you for being here. Bye for now. Priscilla out.